right, and welcome back. Hey, everybody. A few weeks ago, we talked about, very briefly, we just talked about the new SIS vending integration and how the softwares all talk to each other and all that stuff. This week, I wanted to get into the more hardware side of things and talk about the actual coil machine. The coil, I'll just go ahead and show it to you. This is a coil machine. It has 50 spots. It has 40 single rows and 10 double rows for a total of 50 items that you can put in this machine. You can also change out trays if we needed to, but most of the time this is its standard configuration. The coil sizes, though, can be a little bit different because a coil is just that. It's a coil. It's a spring designed item, and it turns and pushes items towards the front. The coil depth or the width of the coil can vary. You know, the biggest coil we have is like a 6-count coil all the way to a 36 count, and it's how wide that gap is there in the coil itself. These are probably like 24s would be my guess. They can get a lot narrower there, but generally your 12 to 24 is going to be your more standard sizes. The double coils are counter-rotating, so they a little more space in the channel, and that allows bigger items. Like, for example, the DBS 3600 or racer wheel will definitely fit in a double row. And so you got 10 of those, so you can put in, you know, some bigger items like the see-through grinding discs. So let's talk a little bit about what kind of items you would put in a vending machine like this. And now, we've already talked about grinding discs. You can put things like safety glasses, you can put earplugs, you can put just about anything about that size, bigger or smaller, depending on what it is. You don't want to put some really, really heavy items in there because then that may not dispense real well. You definitely don't want to put breakable items. There's some really delicate glass items. I'm thinking of that one super glue that has the activator to it. It's a two-part. You put the glue down and then you activate it with the spritz spray. Yeah, you can dispense it, but I generally try to avoid that one just because of the glass bottle. But with a little bit of packaging, you can do some pretty creative things with it. Thread locker is an awesome item for this. They come in 2 different sizes. They have the small ones and the big ones, and depending on the width of the coil, you can dispense both of them. A lot of different things. Depends on what your needs are, and especially in the body shop industry, one of the best things to be putting in a vending machine like this are spot weld drill bits, because those are always items that you don't want to run out of. You don't want to keep a technician from not having what they need to get the job done, but at the same time you don't want to have a collection growing in their toolbox at the same time. Vending machines are great for that because now you can have the accountability of the controlled cabinet without depriving your technicians the tools that they need to get their work done. Coils themselves are very easy to change out. All you have to do is there's a little plastic piece back there in the back, and you pinch it together, and the whole coil and this little puck come out. And this little male prong right here is how you take the puck on and off this particular coil. It just kind of bumps over that little bump there, and then it comes off with the lip. Super easy to change it out if you do need to change it. Generally what happens, though, it's the only time that you ever really change coils out is at the very beginning. Once you get comfortable with the machine as it sits and the kind of items that you're dispensing through it, you probably may never ever change coils out. But it's a good practice to move things around from time to time. This is the little prong I was talking about. If you squeeze it together, that little puck comes in and out. Super easy to do. All right. Now, one of the things about this coil machine is that because of the drop tray over here to my right, there's this big cavernous area underneath that provides a lot of really great storage space. So there are items like, for example, these see-through grinding discs here. You may not want to put all 12 or 20 of them into a machine at one time. You may only want to put like 3, maybe 4. And that way the coils are not having to push a lot of weight through the machine, and you can store the rest of them underneath and just stock from below into the coils itself. It also gives you a really nice spot to store packaging material and things like plastic bags to rubber bands. So it's a pretty cool little scenario down here and of how the machine actually works. All right. Like I said, this is a standard coil machine. It integrates with our SIS program through a motherboard. This machine is on the internet. Next week we're going to be talking about the locker, which is the companion that goes with this. And then the week after that we're going to be talking about the hybrid vending machine. Now, the hybrid is definitely near and dear to my heart. I love that machine because it brings so much capability in just the exact same footprint as this machine, but it's not always what everybody wants. You sometimes need that capacity that this machine carries, and it is really just an awesome machine to be using. And I tell people frequently that if I was still a rep, I'd have about 12 to 15 of these things in my territory, and I really wouldn't be working that hard anymore because the machine would be doing all of the heavy lifting for me. But anyway, I love the job that this machine does for us. I love the way that it integrates with the SIS, and then also on top of that integrates with CCC. I hope you have a great day. If you need to get a hold of us, feel free to give Joe or I a call. The number is 1-800-864-6561. We appreciate your time, and have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.